Yo guys, what up? What up? It's been a while since I've done a video on the channel. Been a little couple of weeks, I guess, maybe 2, 3 weeks. Anyways, we'll try and get back into it. So yeah, something came in the post, as as that's the only means of getting stuff here, the post. So anyway, something came in the post yesterday. We've been waiting on this for a little while, and let's reveal and open it up. It's this one. So let's open this baby up. It's from Bleep, incidentally. So I'm expecting it to be fully shrink wrapped and annoying as hell to open. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so it's Quique Redux edition, and I got a funny feeling. I ordered this and it was supposed to come with a CD as well. I'm pretty damn sure I ordered the one where it came with the CD as well, so I'm gonna have to check that. I do have the CD floating around, but it seems to have gone walkies. I really think I ordered this with the CD. I went for the full package anyway, so I'm going to have to chase Bleep on that, because literally there's nothing else in here and there's definitely no CD. Right, so this is Quique. This was originally released on Two Pure Records from 1993, and yeah, this is a legendary LP. I think this version is supposed to have some fresh tunes on it as well, or is a repress of, I think, the Redux, which came out in, I think, 2007 or something like that. Again, sorry, there's a lot of dates and stuff like that. Anyway, the short of it, I've been into Seefeel, God knows, since a long time. So yeah, this is Too Pure. It says 2025, so I'm not too sure if it's still running or someone's purchased it. So yeah, I'll just going to give a brief history. It's a lovely day, isn't it? It's a wicked day, really nice and bright and sunny, so that's pretty wicked. So I'll give just like a real brief kind of history, I guess, from my kind of interpretation, and just from remembering events as they were. I've read stuff on Wikipedia just as a refresher, but basically I followed Seefeel for a long time. So there was a tape which I thought came out of the Enemy, but it was actually on the Melody Maker. And the Enemy and the Melody Maker, they would have tapes on their rags, which was wicked back in the 90s. Anyway, there was a cassette which came out in 1994 on the Melody Maker, and it had a whole bunch of tunes on it. And I thought at the time that it was Seefeel that I heard first, prior to listening to Aphex, because basically you see a lot of this, like around the time there's a lot of interest, and there was a lot of publicity on Aphex, and I don't think there was you kept coming up, and I think at the time I'd heard other people. Like I'd even heard probably the Orb and Orbital maybe before even Aphex. I'm trying to remember the sequence of events. Sun Electric was kind of pivotal for me. That was the first piece of that was the first kind of record, but it was a CD. Someone lent me the CD that just kind of shifted things to me massively. And then I was listening to other stuff like Osrix. That was standard for guys like me. Ozzy Tentacles, mad psychedelic band. And what else? Sabres of Paradise as well. That was wicked. Andrew Weatherall's band, Wilmot, and all that stuff. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. Seefeel. There was a tape which came out on Melody Maker. Had a whole bunch of kind of indie type bands, which are kind of I was quite into that stuff as well at the time. There's some kind of punk indie and stuff, but it had an Aphex Twin track on it, Polygon Window / Aphex Twin, and it also had a Seefeel track on it, which was called Phase May. So I'm not too sure whether that. I'm assuming that must have come out on one of their releases. I would have thought so. But yeah, that was the first time I heard Seefeel, and I was like, wow. And I was just heavily into kind of that really chilled ambient stuff. I just, that was my thing. That was my thing. That was the shift for me in music, where I got really, really kind of serious into it, and the more abstract and more kind of atonal it was, the more it was interesting. I just zong out to it, as it were. I put those tapes on, on my old crappy Iowa hi-fi. Put those tapes on. It was a double-sided thing, so it was switched over when it got to the other side. And so yeah, Seefeel was a band that started in 1991, and I think he was attending, Mark Clifford was attending Goldsmith, and then he recruited various people to come on board. He sent stuff to Peel to kind of, get interest, and then Peel was like pretty excited by what they did, so he brought them in and did a session. They sent also tapes to various other labels. Two Pure was one of them. They then got in touch with Seefeel, and kind of the rest is history. They got in touch with them, and they put out an EP initially, and then Quique came out. And Quique, I went with my older sister. We went to the Buy and Sell. I think it was in Camden. So Buy and Sell was like literally right across London. There were various Buy and Sells, but the one we sort of started to go to initially was in Camden. So Camden was like the cool spot to hang out in the mid 90s, and there were kind of like some nice little record shops there. But the Buy and Sell was pretty wicked, because you go along and get your CDs or your tapes. And back then I was just collecting CDs and tapes, because I didn't really have a record player. I started collecting records from around 96, I think, something like that. That's when I really started collecting records. But at that point I was just a tape and CD guy, predominantly tape, to be honest, because I could just put them on my Walkman. It was dead simple. I couldn't afford a CD player, nor could my folks. So I'd have the cheapy Walkman. And once my sister's ones broke, or they started to play up, I'd take them and use them until they busted up the tapes and everything like that. But taping was easy as well. People could go and get their CDs, and me, I could just tape that stuff. So I was a tape person, really, and then made the transfer to CDs and that, and then of course vinyl. Quique came out in '93, and then I think it was Sucker, which came out in '95. So I guess around '94 was when I discovered Seefeel. I went out and got Quique on CD, and around at the same time Sucker came out, and Sucker was quite bleak from what I recall. So yeah, Sucker was 1995. I don't think I got that, but I think my sister's got that. And then Shavox, I didn't have that. So I didn't really have huge amounts of Seefeel overall. I just had Quique, and I of course was listening to him over the years still. So yeah, that's really that. And then yeah, they kind of reformed. I think it was around 2009, if I'm correct. Reformed, I think, '09. They did a show, it says, for Warp, and then they released this Faults EP. And I remember at the time I was like listening to it, I was thinking, wow, this is cool, man. New Seefeel. I was like, wow, this is awesome. But I got that record, and I've got that for my older sister, which was pretty cool. And then it was like another 9-year gap, according to this, before they put out something else. So it was Peel Session was 2019, Redux EP 2021, and then they've just been kind of repressing old stuff, really, with additional tunes and that. So that's really it. Well, what can I say? Seefeel, just absolutely like sublime music. Just really takes you to another place. This is a long video. Sorry guys, long video, part 2 coming up.
Yo guys, check it out. This is Seefeel, Quique Redux edition, 4 records in one, and we're going to play Plain Song right now. Word up.